Hey folks, here's a quick rundown of my Altoid Can Survival Kit. Now, I'm so old that my first survival kit of this size was in a Sucrets can. Some of you may or may not know what that is. However, moving from the Sucrets can into this Altoid can is pretty much like going from a single wide to a double wide. First off, on the outside of the can, I've got it wrapped in rubber bands. Rubber bands are great as sort of a cordage for putting up shelter. You can burn them as a fire starter. All sorts of uses that could come in handy. One thing is I'll probably need to replace these out every year or so because they do get brittle. Opening this up, and you can see I've got some strips of duct tape both on the top and on the bottom. Now, these are good for all sorts of stuff as a fire starter and to protect a wound. Not as good as a band-aid, of course, but heck, in a pinch, it can do. Opening up my can, and you'll see some more duct tape up here inside the top cover. Now, this duct tape is holding in place two utility knife blades, razor blades, that you can see the outline of it there. And also 1, 2, 3, 4 fish hooks that I've got in place there. Safety pin comes in handy. I've got a couple of packs of triple antibiotic ointment. This is Benadryl, which can come in really handy if you have an allergic reaction. I've got 2 bigger zip ties and 2 smaller zip ties. It's really good when you're putting together a shelter or having to repair some gear or whatever. I've then got a small size Bic lighter, and duct tape wrapped around that is covering 25 feet of I think it's 12-pound fishing line that I've put in here. This is waxed string. I like it. You can sort of mold it together into one object. And I've got about 12 feet of this waxed string, which is good for shelter building. It's good as a fire starter. You can even do some small snares with this. And I've got a button compass so I can find my way. I've got some acetaminophen wrapped up in there. Got this handy light. Really cool. Very bright LED. Very small. It's even got a stick on the bottom, which I have no need for right now, but there it is. I've got a homemade snare wire here wrapped up, and yes, it does take some effort to get all this back in the can. I've got, let's see, 2, 3 regular band-aids, fabric bandages. I've got some sinkers. These are pretty cool. These are miniature, teeny tiny chem lights. Pretty neat, might come in handy. I've got 2 or 3 little fishing swivels there, which are good for fastening gear, fishing, or also snares. In here, wrapped in paper, now this is the tricky part to get it all out. In here, wrapped in paper, and the paper of course can be used for starting fires, is Fresnel lens, which is basically a magnifying glass for starting fires. I've just got it wrapped in the paper so it doesn't get scratched up. And the piece de resistance is the credit card axe in the bottom. Credit card axe, really handy tool. It has just a dozen different uses on it, and you can lash it to a stick and actually make an axe out of it, or use it to scrape. It's got a little bit of a saw blade there, some wrenches. This center part comes out for a stabbing spear or an arrowhead. So that's really handy, and I've got that down in the bottom. another piece of duct tape in the bottom. There it is. That's all there is to it. Thanks for your time. Stay safe.